Why does Alaska, with its vast wilderness, stunning landscapes, and abundant natural resources, remain so sparsely populated? What is it about this land of ice, mountains, and mystery that keeps so many away? Despite its undeniable allure, Alaska's vastness and beauty are overshadowed by challenges that drive people to steer clear. In this video, let's explore the many reasons why Alaska, one of the most extreme places on Earth, has so few people living there, and why it might not be the paradise it seems on the surface. The wild terrain and untamed land. Alaska is the largest state in the US, covering nearly 665,000 square miles, making it about 1/5 the size of the entire country. The state's immensity is matched only by its ruggedness. Alaska is home to some of the tallest mountains in North America, including the towering Mount Denali, which stands at over 20,000 feet. The terrain is treacherous. Glaciers, dense forests, and tundras stretch for miles, creating a formidable barrier for human settlement. In fact, most of Alaska remains untouched by civilization. Despite its vastness, human presence is confined to less than 1/20th of 1% of the state's land area. This means that nearly 365 million acres of Alaska remain unexplored, wild, and free from human intervention. The sheer size and harsh environment make it a land where civilization struggles to take root. The extreme climate, living with the cold. Alaska's climate is one of the most extreme on the planet. Winters can bring temperatures as low as -60 degrees Fahrenheit, and the harsh cold doesn't just affect the winter months. The state is home to vast permafrost, which covers around 85% of its land. This frozen ground creates numerous challenges for anyone trying to live there. Buildings shift and crack as the land beneath them thaws and refreezes. Infrastructure is constantly at risk, but it's not just the cold that makes Alaska so unlivable. It's the unpredictability of the weather. With extreme fluctuations between summer and winter, it's not uncommon for temperatures to swing wildly in a single day. This, combined with short growing seasons and limited daylight, makes it difficult to maintain a steady life in Alaska. When the sun barely rises for months during the winter and stays in the sky for months in the summer, the extremes are hard to bear for many who are not accustomed to such an environment. The isolation, a place of extreme loneliness. One of the most striking features of Alaska is its isolation. Despite its enormous size, Alaska's population is tiny, with just over 730,000 people. The state is one of the least populated in the country. Its population density is staggeringly low, 1 person per square mile. The rest of the US has an average of 98 people per square mile. Most Alaskans live in a few urban centers like Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Juneau, while the vast majority of the state remains sparsely populated. To make matters worse, many of these cities and towns are only accessible by boat or plane. In fact, Juneau, the state capital, is the only US state capital that doesn't have direct road access. The roads in Alaska are few and far between. In a state that is larger than France, there are only about 17,000 miles of road. In comparison, Texas, the second largest state, has more than 650,000 miles of roads. The lack of infrastructure makes Alaska even more remote, and this isolation contributes to why so few people stay. The dangers: avalanches, earthquakes, and glacial outbursts. Alaska is a land of constant risk. The state sits on 3 major fault lines, making it one of the most seismically active places on Earth. Between 2013 and 2018, there were more than 150,000 earthquakes in Alaska, 31 of which had magnitudes of 6.0 or higher. These tremors can cause catastrophic damage to infrastructure and trigger deadly landslides and tsunamis, as we saw during the massive 1964 earthquake, which led to a devastating tsunami. In addition to earthquakes, Alaska is home to numerous avalanches, glacial outbursts, and extreme weather events. Every year, there are dozens of avalanche-related fatalities, and glacial lake outburst floods, like the ones that have increased dramatically in recent years, can wreak havoc on communities. The state's extensive glaciers are constantly shifting, and as they melt, they can unleash floods that destroy everything in their path. Alaska's natural hazards are compounded by a lack of emergency services. The harsh conditions, combined with its remote location, make rescue operations extremely difficult. In many cases, Alaskans must rely on their own survival skills, as help may be days or even weeks away. The cost of living: high expenses, low opportunity. While the cost of living in Alaska is already high due to its remote location, the scarcity of human settlement further drives up the price of everyday goods. The need to import most goods, from food to building materials, results in astronomical prices, making it one of the most expensive places places to live in the US. In addition, the state's economy is heavily reliant on industries like oil, gas, and fishing, making the job market volatile. With limited job opportunities and a high cost of living, many people who initially move to Alaska find themselves struggling to make ends meet. The state's economy can be unstable, and its dependence on natural resources means that when industries fluctuate, the population may face job loss and economic hardship, the unique draw for the few who choose to stay. Despite the many challenges, there are those who thrive in Alaska's rugged wilderness. These people are drawn to the state's beauty, its wildness, and the self-reliant lifestyle it offers. Alaska attracts those who are willing to embrace its dangers, its isolation, and its harsh conditions in exchange for the freedom it provides. For some, the peace and quiet of the Alaskan wilderness are more than worth the trade-off. Moreover, Alaska's unique environment offers remarkable opportunities for those who can survive it. The land is rich in wildlife, and its lakes, rivers, and seas provide a bounty of resources. The state is a haven for hunters, fishers, and outdoor enthusiasts who find solace in its untouched landscapes. The extreme daylight of the summer months allows for extended growing seasons for those with the right knowledge and tools. Alaskans are able to preserve food in ways that are unimaginable in warmer climates, making food storage an easier task than in more temperate regions. For many, Alaska is a place of testing the limits of endurance, survival, and the human spirit. Those who live here must be resilient, resourceful, and prepared for the worst. Alaska is not a place for the faint of heart, but for those who are ready to face its challenges head on. It offers a unique, untamed way of life. So why doesn't anyone stay in Alaska? It's not just the cold, it's the isolation, the unpredictable weather, the seismic activity, and the high cost of living. It's a place where only the strongest, most adaptable people can survive, and even they are constantly tested by the harsh realities of life in the wilderness. But Alaska, despite all of its challenges, remains a place of awe and wonder. It's a land of contradictions, a place where nature's beauty and brutality coexist. It draws those who seek adventure, independence, and a life unlike anywhere else in the world. If you've ever wondered what it takes to live in one of the most remote and dangerous places on Earth, Alaska is the ultimate test. But for most, the question remains, is the allure of the wild worth the risk of living in a land so unforgiving? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more content like this. Let me know your thoughts on Alaska. Would you ever consider living there? Share your comments below.